Hello, this is Falterfire. This is another one of the videos where I'm doing a stream and I'm also recording it. So last time nobody actually showed up, but this time they might. So I just went live in the Discord, so there's nobody in the channel yet, but we'll see what happens. So today I am planning to do another random run, this time with Mirley. So, Mirley is the riskiest character to play a randomized deck with. I think we're actually going to get to see why here. So you'll notice we have none of the hidden cards in our starting deck, and we only have Bold Move in our pool, which means we don't have any ways to get hidden, which means this run may be very short, and it will certainly be very difficult, because we just are not going to have ways to get into hidden, and so much of what Mirley does relies on being hidden. So as for our other cards, we have Gather Power. We do actually have Enrage, so at least we can theoretically activate Gather Power. Our damaging cards, we have Frostfire, which is bad. We have Reforge, which is not great. We do have Trouble Strike, which is at least some damage. We have Crumbling Defenses, which is reasonable amount of shield. We have Reclamation, which is okay, and we have Void Bolt as another damage. So we have 3 cards that do damage, which is better than some of these we've done. And we have my Nemesis, Patient Focus again. We have Void Focus with no way to discard it. Oh no, we have Void Bolt, so we theoretically have one way to discard it. We have Predict, which is no mana up front, and we have Focus. So this is probably going to be rough. I'm going to buy everything. And we are... Yeah, so I'm going to start with the card reward. So we'll see what happens. I don't have the highest of hopes for this run. And depending on how this goes, I may go tweak the randomizer to force random Mirley decks to include a at least one copy of a hidden card, because I think it's just going to be very important. We take a Siphon card. We have some discard synergies. And I think I'm fine starting with Plated. I should have looked over what our... epic cards are, so I could get an idea of what my possible payoffs there are. So I think we probably want to fight. I'm still always on board with fighting elites. We probably want to fight one of these, because I think we still want to try and get that. I do also want this can give us Mighty, which would work with our Gather Power. But if we go this direction, we are basically just giving up on the possibility of evading, which is maybe not the smartest plan, but I think that's what we're doing. All right, so yeah, this is an example of, oh, but we can do this, and then that gives us the ability to play cards. I should do this. I can claim, and we play that, which will give us shield, and we don't have any transform, but that's fine. Oh hey, what a coincidence. We redraw our Triple Strike. Who could have seen that coming? I'm actually going to discard that to set up in the mana value on it, which is probably wrong, but unfortunately we are going to lose our Plated and our Powerful. I don't really want Frostfire back. I'm kind of reclaiming that. Got to get our growth up after all. I think we'll become Mighty, which will let us get this kill. I actually want to go ahead and do that. Let's discard the Reforge, which I know means we aren't going to have any defense for this turn, but looks like the enemy isn't, our Divine Blossom isn't interested in attacking us, which works out great. The secret to winning is you just need your enemies to not actually try and kill you. It's that simple. Right, now we're going to lose our Powerful again. Oh no, we're not, because we had enough. Let me just get the kill. I don't hate taking that. Normally this would be okay on Mirley, but we have no hidden. So I think we'll take this. Setting up vulnerable seems okay. This could be a risk. This may end up killing us, but I'm sure it'll be fine. What is the worst that could happen? That's going to help. And also, that one plated actually matters a lot here because it means we weren't shocked. We're going to be shocked this turn, but... let's discard... those. I'm hoping to draw the Enrage, is why I did that. Because that, if I do that. Should have gotten that shield up instead, but I'm greedy, so I didn't. Because now I'm basically banking on getting this kill right now, and when we don't, it is going to be bad. So we're going to get the kill here ultimately, but we did take a whole lot of damage to get it. That is a bonus elite fight, so that's some nice value. We'll take a Cultivate. We will take... starting Mighty is actually pretty good because we have the Gather Power. I actually do want to play that. We will get to use most of it. This is 13 versus that is eventually 18. I'll just save the extra mana. I think we pitch all of this and hope to draw into removal. Or not, I say removal, into a kill. Nope, that was not. That is not going to get us any closer to getting this kill. We are just going to need a bunch of damage again. We can heal a little bit. And get this kill. But yeah, obviously that took us a lot of health out of us. We'll take the Conductive Bolt, which is kind of want the more damage. What card do we like least? It's definitely the Frostfire. Just so much mana. We will rest because we do just kind of need additional health back. And now we get poisoned. Yeah. I am hoping that this will not kill us, but I am not optimistic that this will not kill us. I think is the best way to put it. I think I'm fine with turning this into a shield because we do just need additional shield access. I probably should transform the Void Bolt. It's kind of an awkward card for us. Yeah, we are in reasonable shape as far as not losing this fight. Okay, we actually do have to set the kill, so we'll go ahead and heal. And then kill. Okay, so we didn't lose too much health there. We lost more than I would have liked. We can't take a demonic power. That's just a non-starter. I'm looking over. I do have the list of cards in our deck up on my other screen. We can reroll and potentially get a benevolent idol, which I think is our best bet. We have a bunch of rerolls, so yeah. I will take that. I will upgrade this, I think. As silly as that kind of feels. I want to cut the Reforge, but I can't afford to. I don't think I want to cut anything else. So I do kind of want another Mighty card so we can get rid of the... Oh, no, I said I wanted Evade. I want both. I want both. I can't take both. So the problem with going against these... Well, I suppose... So these can also contain... This is a Piercing Warbot. This is a Serrated Warbot. Often this node will contain... After the mid-boss... So before the mid-boss, this node is this plus one of the Wisps. Either an Assault Wisp or a Lightning Wisp. But after the mid-boss, this node will be one of these plus one of these. It'll be one of each Warbot, which means that A, the fight will potentially be a lot more deadly. This fight's also going to hurt, though, which is something to consider. This fight will, too. But also it means that we would potentially end up with cards from the plated Warbot, which I don't care about as much. I think going after Toughen is also... I think Toughen is the card we want most here. And I think that's what we're going to try and get. So let's just give us... And that may be worth it. It's kind of risky to use, but it is a very... Like, the extra point of powerful is worth a lot. So we'll just have to see if this ends up working for us or not. You do not like Curse whenever we play spell, which is pretty nasty. So this is blue because it gets a guaranteed crit on the Mana Wisp, but we can't actually play it against the Mana Wisp because of the taunt. That's just kind of funny. I don't think it's technically a bug, so I'm not going to report it, but it did make me laugh. I think we can afford to play that. I think we do want to get damage out because that's also going to play a curse, and because we already have a bit of shield, so. Because kind of priority here is just any way we can get damage out on this guy before we just die. I don't know if we'll actually get the health from discard. We did! No, we did. We didn't get the health from discarding the Benevolent Idol because it happened technically after the fight ended. I don't think we want another Void Focus, but we might just because it's mana, technically. I don't think we can afford to play Chilling Jolt. Just so much mana. I think we take the Void Focus. Are we playing any status with our cards? No. I don't think we want to trash our whatever that hard. I think we'll take the Starting Evasion, which will help us a lot in this fight specifically. This guy hits hard. But not if we evade. But we can only evade a couple times. Pitch those. It's not really well run to put on top of my deck, but whatever. We are going to get very close to this kill here because the curse, the spell curse wand is absolutely a key part of what's going to happen here. And then we got Toughen and we get upgraded immediately, which I think I kind of wanted to do because I want it to be cheap. But I think it is probably smarter for us to upgrade something else, upgrade like the Focus if we're just caring about the price. The extra heal is nice. We are also getting heal from... So we've got heal from that, we've got heal from that, we've got heal from the Benevolent Idol, which gives us a decent amount of heal options right now, which is nice. We can upgrade this to just give us more mana. The Siphon cards may be better than the Focus for mana. The Cultivate just draws into, like, it doesn't do, they look the same. It's because this gets Harvest Plus, which heals a little bit more and draws 3 cards, which is also pretty good. Reclamation Plus, I don't actually think is better necessarily. So at that point, this then becomes just a crazy amount of shield. This also lets us turn other cards in. Like, this is also reasonable just because it gives us so much extra shield from other things. And this goes to free and then gives us a bunch of mighty, which is relevant because this might actually be relevant because we have, even with this, the fact that we have the whatever power plus, but I do kind of want to cut that. So I may just upgrade. No, I will upgrade this and keep it because we've got the crude plating. I think we upgrade the crude plating actually, depending on whether we end up taking the card from this boss. Our max health is 130. We would heal. Oh, right, if I click it, it'll tell me. 39, which is, yeah, which would not put us at, so it would not take us to max, which is the concern. I don't want to waste any of this healing. I think we'll take that. And then I think I will take energy for the artifact and get, that helps too. Duplication tome is insane. I think we have enough healing at this point. Yeah, give me a second. I am pausing and answering an email that I got, or a text that I got. All right, so I have responded to the texts, but I may instead of pausing, just duck out and have pauses while I do that. For that, let's actually do that so we can immediately get it. That seems fun. Let's just do that. This is kind of awkward. I keep having this actually happen to me. This specific interaction keeps coming up where I have Siphon card and Patient Focus in a random deck, which you would think for random, but it wouldn't happen all the time. Anyway, so these jerks are jerks, which realize is a bit circular, but I'm not going to lie to you just because. So we are unfortunately going to eat because of the vulnerable I applied to me. It was my own fault. Didn't do this arcane proc, but I do want to pitch that hand. This will get us more shield. And then kind of like just doing that. And I don't think I care about the vulnerable that much, although I don't really need another stack of mighty, but it's kind of awkward. I can play one or the other, but not both. But if I duplicate, then I can play both Void Bolts and get this kill. That actually seems worthwhile. Although I will take a lot of damage here regardless. But I took less damage here than I would have otherwise. But yeah, Mirley that can't dodge at all is definitely worse than a Mirley that can. Let's put it that way. Both of these, yeah, both of these are gonna proc. Here goes all our powerful. Goes all our mighty. I kind of think I just do this. Let's get this kill. Alright, so we ate like 50 damage there, but we got the kill, so that's value. I don't love Nature's Blessing, but I don't really love Weaken the Woods either. Because it's just so much mana, but like we don't have any way to apply Arcane right now, which is the reason to take Weaken the Woods. We'll take that. It's good in some fights against whatever. We'll technically get Arcane from that, but like not enough to actually proc Arcane ever. But I still like having that be cheap. I do still like getting more mana from. What did I upgrade last time? Right, I upgraded the Enrage so that it would go with the Gather Power. Let's upgrade the Reforge. I think we actually are going to just need the shield. And then I think we remove... and it feels bad to not remove things. I have come around on removing being worthwhile. Oh, hey. So I now have somebody actually paying attention. So here's where we're at. Let me get you caught up to speed. So this is a randomizer run. The big note is we are Mirley with no ways to gain hidden. So that has been a challenge. It's fine. Anyway, yeah, so like, because we've been putting stream discussion in threads because that just ends up being convenient for later for finding all the chat related to specifically this thread. But yeah, so I suppose I should check. Because if you can't hear me, then it will be very silly. Oh, you aren't in the thread yet. I don't actually know what you have to do for it to count as you being in the thread. Well, I wasn't then, but I am now. Cool. All right. So, yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what to remove. So our deck right now, like I said, we are Mirley. So our key, this is our key item right now. This is how we're winning fights. Is the curse off of this is very, very important to us. But we have no ways to get hidden. We have no evade chance. Our evade is 0. We cannot evade. Evading is not a thing. Oh, we have 2 evasion to start with. But other than that, no evasion. This is a slight problem. So we've got Courtesy of the Randomized. We have a bit of a discard sub-theme. We've got Void Focuses. We've got Siphon Card. We've got Benevolent Idol. And so that's kind of how we're healing. Our other things, we've got Gather Power Plus. And we start with 5 Mighty. And then we have Toughen and Enrage. So I'm deciding what card to remove. Because I've sort of come around on removing cards being important. Now that we have some discard synergy, I don't like removing the Void Bolt as much. I think the Crumbling Defenses may actually be what I remove. Although I think I may remove nothing because I don't like removing mana cards, and the Crumbling Defenses is probably going to get Reforged, which Reforged does give some value to having lower value cards. So normally I would path towards the Elemental Amalgamation because I really like getting Elemental Strike, but in this case, the Shocking Focus is, so the cards that are valuable here, we've only got, looks like 3 elites in the map. Dragonfly doesn't drop anything that we care about. Fire Phoenix drops 2 cards that are hilariously bad. Although they are discard related, so they're better for us than they normally would be. Lightning Phoenix drops Shocking Focus, which is incredible. There are no elites in the top half of the map. Chimera drops Chimera Form, which is fine, and Frenzied Flux, which is bad. So fighting the Chimera, not really useful for the cards. We don't really care about the Elemental Fury, but if we get Elemental Strike, we're pretty happy. So we're probably going to path towards here. I don't love giving up the Shocking Focus attempt, especially because we do have a reroll. We could save for it. But we can also then save the reroll for the Elemental Fury, so that seems fine. As far as cards down here go, we wouldn't hate picking up a Rocky Hide. That would give us another way to get some defense up, because that would give us some plated potentially. The Drakes promise to be kind of a tricky fight, but also they would give us Burning Focus, which isn't bad. We're probably going to fight this because we want either a Gathering Bolt or a Mystic Ritual, because both those are solid. The other option is we go up here because both of the cards that Silgas drop are excellent. The Natha fight could be tricky though. So I guess we'll see how the Natha fight goes. This is one of those fights that can just end the run if it goes poorly. So, I am using a randomized deck. So I recently put together a thing using the code, because I've been running the wiki, and I had tech in place that would allow me to shuffle, to like just randomly generate a deck, a starting deck, and a deck pool. And so that is what I'm working with. I did not make any choices. This isn't quick play. The starting deck was random too, and that we were working with a fixed card pool, and both of those things were made randomly, which is, let me tell you, an interesting experience. So, discard that. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we just eat a bunch of damage here, because that bleed's unfortunate. It's that, or I use this lucky die, I pitch all of that, and I hope I get something relevant. I mean... Alright, this actually gets us the kill. Oh yeah, I've put that link in a couple places now. Let me pull that out, and I will share that link with you. There. Copy link. Actually, I should probably just pin that in game discussion. So that people can find it later. And the pin that I just put up in game discussion, underneath the pin message, there's an explanation of the rules that it uses. The most important one being that it does guarantee that we will have access to mana. There is at least 4 mana in the starting deck. There's at least 5 mana in the card pool. So, because I didn't think it would be interesting if it was possible for the run to just be like, oh, and then we didn't draw, we literally drew no mana, and then the run was over, and it was sad. That didn't seem interesting to me, so that's not possible. Boom. Alright, we still do get Mirley level crits, even though we aren't hidden. So that's nice. We do this again. Which gets us pretty close to lethal. And then I meant to link the actual, the deck that I'm using right now. Let me actually see if I can pull that up. That is not the tab that I need. So, this is the deck we're working with right now. Which may or may not be the deck that's currently shown on that page, because the page will automatically refresh every so often. The way it works is that wiki pages are regenerated every so often, or whenever the wiki thinks that one of the underlying components has changed in a way that will force a reset. And also, you can forcibly reload them by adding !action equals purge to the URL, which will then which will ask you if you want to clear the cache, and when you do, it will rebuild the wiki page from the source, which will result in you getting a new version of the page. I think I'm actually fine with that, just because we have whatever. I just want to pitch all of that. Do I copy this is the question. No, because we're going to get the kill off of... So we're going to take a bunch of damage because I didn't. Killing this is basically impossible. I think about needing a shield for the fact that I'm on fire. I probably should have. Oh, the decks, it shows deck lists on the page. Those six deck lists are randomly generated. That's what those deck lists are on that page. And then if you, let me just type in the URL so that it's, if you modify the URL like so, that's not what I meant to do. Like so, now when you click it, you'll be asked if you want to clear the cache, and if you click yes, you should notice that now the decks you see are different than the ones you saw before. And that just is going to happen every time you click it. Every time you click that second link and clear the cache, you will get a different set of cards. Potentially, I mean, it is random, and the nature of random is that theoretically you could see the same cards again. It's just unlikely. Let's see, I think I need to copy... Oh, there's just no way that I'm killing this. Let's copy that and that, I think. I think I want to transform a temporary copy. Doesn't actually get me any closer though, because that's still just going to come back to life. I don't know why I bothered looking at it. Unfortunate, we are going to take a lot of damage. Yeah, we have a good amount of healing, but healing can only do so much against this much incoming damage. I don't think we want to discard two. I think we would want the other one. I actually think I'm fine with that one at this point. This seems very risky. That seems okay. I think we just have one extra health. I think we're going after a Natha. I think we are going after this elemental amalgamation. Do I just copy these cards? That doesn't seem unreasonable. Let me get some damage out now. It keeps thinking I have more mana than I do. Alright, so now we are bleeding. So if we draw into exactly mana plus whatever, it could help. I think we just eat this and then get the kill next turn off of... Oh, we're bleeding again because this guy's just being a real jerk. Oh, but it's fine because Benevolent Idol has discovered. Okay. This is actually pretty good. Because we are on the discard plan, so we will take a treasure map. I do kind of like just using this here because discarding both of the void focuses means that they are then set up for later. We do not have a chance to crit with this, so I think I will just save my mana. We unfortunately do get boomed, which is expensive, but I can pitch that instead so I can draw some cards. And we do not need this in order to block all the damage. I really can't, like, the enrage keeps being a problem. I should probably cut, well, I mean, if I'm taking the elemental proc anyway. This is not the thing I meant to copy. I meant to copy the powerful one, who was not paying attention. Okay. So the question becomes, do I want to transform this in order to get additional shield? I think I might need to. I'm gonna actually create copies. Okay, so we did get shield off of that, which is what I was hoping for. Then I can transform this copy to get shield. Now we're good. And that hit was so big because we were under the effects of... so we are going to freeze this turn, which isn't my favorite thing. Fortunately, that turn didn't do anything to us, but this turn is going to go boom. No, I should have played the toughen first. We are going to get this kill eventually off the back of the wonderful curse that we have, but unfortunately we were not able to get any of our shields there. We just took a lot of damage, which may be how the rest of... This is... I don't really expect to win this stream. Or this fight, this run, because like Mirley with no hidden is just a very sad character. And that's just the way of it. And I haven't even rolled any of the evade items either, and I have been trying, believe me. I think we take that, and then I think we remove... Yeah, I'm still tempted to remove the enrage. It does keep kind of causing problems. Yeah, I think it can go. So, I think we're just going to go events. I don't love that this event then took us into a fight. So if I play this, it could draw us into... I was hoping it was going to draw us into mana, but it didn't. Fix those. Right, there's mana. And that. And then I think I just want toughen. Because tough is very valuable. Here we can at least turn off, we turned off the critical at least, so we only took 12 instead of potentially 12 plus critical damage. We are doing better than I expected this run, but that says more about my expectations than it does about how this run is going. Should have played Harvest first to get the kills. Yeah, this is in the pool. We have no way to get hidden, but Bold Move is in the pool, which is very funny. That's just more damage, which isn't the worst, I guess. That's just more mana. I don't think we want more discard. I think we want more mana. I'm basically just always here for more mana. Alright, we upgrade a card and we heal. I think I will upgrade this treasure map. And we definitely need health going into this boss. Okay. This is also tempting. I think our healing is fine. Our problem tends to be that we just like get knocked so hard that we just... The healing does nothing. I think Tiny Book beats Lucky Die. Do we want both? If so, what do we cut? I don't think we have Empower, and that makes the starting plated weaker. And the ability to draw 3 and discard 1 is very valuable. So it's possible that not resting here it was a mistake, but what are you going to do? Go ahead and do that. Alright, I shouldn't have played that because we are evading anyway. So we do actually theoretically have ways to beat this Doom. It's not easy, but we can do it. There we go. That's how we do it. I don't really need any more. And then, of course, beating Doom is that if we can stop Doom from proccing, we can get a lot of extra damage in. We discard these. And we are going to get to proc Doom again, which is nice. And we may actually make it out of this fight relatively unscathed at this rate. Things have gone surprisingly well, I would say. I'm going to play that just for enough shield to counteract the curse that's on us. Oh man, we actually got a freeze as well. That's bonus value. I think we are totally fine with just putting more of these crude platings in our deck because they are very valuable to us. Because we just need to be able to beat this. We need to be able to beat this curse. Duplicating doesn't do a ton here. It does let me get more value out of that, although I can't use the gather power. But I really like the idea of getting out another arcane proc, getting that. And so we're going to take damage here for the first time in the fight, actually. But we made it out of Act 3, or Area 2. We are into Act 3, which is way further than I expected to get. I do kind of like upgrading this. I do like just vomiting curse all over our enemies. That's very valuable. Helps close out fights. I think we cut the smite. It just doesn't really do anything with any of the rest of our strategies. It needs all of our mana. So the big question in this section is always, which elites do we have? So we don't have any of my precious Baelator hatchlings, but this is important because the Shadowbone Protector fight, we want to leave ourselves the option to not take it because I might actually save and reload because this fight might be unwinnable. It's just a very, very difficult fight, just in general. But if we can win it, Clear Focus will guarantee... Without Clear Focus, it will be much, much harder for us to beat Curse because Clear Focus, which is a card that the Shadowbone Protectors drop, is a card that will let us clear curse from us, which is something we otherwise cannot do. So that's why I really want to fight that, even though it might kill us. And we get another shot at it here. And then the Shadowbone Elementals in the top half of the map, that's these guys. They have a chance of also spawning alongside a Baylator Hatchling, which is a lot of value because Baylator Hatchlings drop 2 cards I like. They drop both Hungering Focus and Ravenous Intent, both of which are just excellent cards. So I think I want to duplicate these 2 because I'm going to plan to use that to discard. But I want to get a bunch of damage out with this. I don't think that's really what I want. And we can do that, which is fun. I actually don't hate just drawing and then just picturing something at random. And then that applies more curse. And just vomiting curse on abilities is very good. So yeah, the deck is at a point now where, like, at least on turn 1 where we get to use all of our trinkets, we can do a surprising amount of work. And then this scout does represent potentially a way to get hidden finally. Okay, so we have 2 of these. One of these is temporary. That's a bug still that I have now caught on stream, so that's valuable. But I still have no clue why it happens. Because it only happens sometimes. This is not the card that we were hoping to get. None of these are the cards we were hoping to get. Mind Probe is still just such a weird card. I just want the Tyrannic Blast. I don't want any of this. I think it's probably the focus. All right, and now we first hope we can. So this fight is easier in the first half of the map because in the back half of the map, this fight contains 3 Marsh Elementals instead of 2 Shadowbone Wisps, and Marsh Elementals are not friendly. Let's do that. All right, so the Siphon card is on top of the deck, which is important. Take kind of Reclamation. And we're going to pitch that because we're planning to use this. And then I think we're going to probably play these 2. Unfortunately, the curse applies first. That's the one part that this guy didn't get. I think we've got a decent enough chance of getting mana that I was willing to do that, yeah. Because I do like playing that. And then, is there a good chance that we get mana off of this one? No, okay, chance of nope. Okay, and I was hoping that if we didn't get mana, we would get basically any of the cards besides the Void Bolt worked for us. Because if we get the Benevolent Idol, we get our health back. If we get the others, we get mana back. So that was just really bad luck. So now we pick up a bunch of cards. from abusing the fact that you will always draw the top. When something says like draw X cards with certain quality, it means the top ones from your deck, which is very relevant in our case. I should have set up Predator, because we do actually have like 4 different buffs over there, so that would give us 40% extra damage against this guy. We get Arcane Proc if we attack, which might still be worth it. No, because we have all this curse, so I don't want to do that. Otherwise, I absolutely would have. We are also applying a decent amount of curse, which is nice. Can we get to? Yes. And I can play this, which will remove all of our status at least. And I'll take a bunch of curse damage. But we're getting there on this win. Is this lethal? It's so close. I think the Predator should give us the damage. Yeah. This is not the card that I risked life and limb for. But I'll take it. And then at that point, I think I'm willing to cut the Crumbling Defenses because we now have the other thing. Well, I mean, I guess now we're fighting this guy. I don't know that we want either of the cards that this thing drops, but we're here. And more card draw. And the reason that I copy the Elemental Strike is because then I just get another turn of Elemental Striking. Who doesn't love Elemental Striking? If we get 3 more hits on this guy, he will just be frozen, which would be great, because if we cannot do that, he will curse us. As we have covered, we are not big fans of being cursed. I actually want to play that again next turn, but it is funny to me. How do we get to exactly? Oh, just that, and then ta-da! So curse is very good, I think, is the lesson here. If you were not aware. I could play this, but I don't think I need it. Discard that. Get that kill. Oh. And at this point, let's just transform that into another shield. And Elemental Strike gets us the kill. Boop. I don't know how we're ever affording that, but it's so much fun. Can the triple strike go? I think the triple strike can go. So I think I want to path into this pair, although I don't really like either of the cards that they drop for this specific run. So that's a reason not to do that. Whereas the Watcher of the Swarm, so the Watcher of the Swarm, though, we can't path into, we get more elites if we go right. The question is, can we afford to take, because if we take this elite fight, we are then committed to taking the follow-up. which makes this a lot harder. And I don't, like I said, I don't like either of these cards, whereas I kind of like, trying to remember what the other card those guys drop is. One of them is, they drop a thing that's just like curse all enemies, and then all enemies get powerful 1. And then the other card they drop is, scroll. Right, Mystic Shadow Blast, of course. Which I don't hate having. I have no clue how we're beating this jackwagon, though. But I think that gives us more options towards it. But this also takes us through a scout, which means that that gives us a chance at getting our hidden. So I guess we're passing through here and we'll see what happens. When did I upgrade a predict? I don't remember doing that. That's not normally a thing that I do on purpose, but I guess I did. And then we don't need that. Oh, but I should have played it because they're stealing my mana anyway. Yeah, don't ever look to me as like a guide on how to play this game correctly, because I am very bad at sequencing. My one saving grace is that I am very good at figuring out how to flail my way to a victory despite myself. I should have played this. Actually, no, because then I get to do that into that. And that gets me at least, not quite to lethal, but it gets me very close. Oh, yeah, that's a damaging spell. I don't really like any of this. This card is still very bad, except in very, very specific decks, and even then it's just okay. I don't think I want the Frantic Onslaught. I think we take the Triple Strike, which I know we just removed, but we probably remove it again here. This opening turn is the one that causes us problems, because we're going to get cursed twice, and there's just nothing we can do about it. Which is suboptimal. That's not the card that I want to copy. Okay, well I can always play this. That's pretty fun. And then the question is just, do I want to try and draw more cards? I don't think I want to, because I've got 0 mana to work with here. So we do take the curse. We're going to evade the actual hits. The fact that we got out a decent amount of curse relatively early goes a long way towards making this feasible as a fight. Deciding if I want to play the Gather Power. I think so. And I'm going to pitch those. Okay, so yeah, if I discard to... if I discard cards that play themselves when discarded, they get copied. That's interesting. So I think that's the bug. Shock. Damage. We got the first kill. 1 down, 1 to go. The other one's bleeding. That was worth it. So we ate like, I think 10 damage so far this fight. So 10 like unrecoverable damage. That's not too bad. Yeah, we can't afford that here. Normally I'd happily take it, but we can't afford it. This is kind of tempting, but I don't know what I would cut for it is the problem. But it's the only thing here that I would take. I don't think I like the others anymore. I don't like the others enough. So. It's kind of always just more mana, huh? Makes these like discarding them more valuable. Maybe the play. Because the thing's like, if I don't care about the health, there's no point in upgrading this over a Void Focus. This is also more mana though, and it's more damage. We'll take it. And then we cut the Triple Strike again. And then, yeah, we're gonna risk it all against the Shadow Bone. And there's actually a couple cards we could get here. So we've got, I think, a 50-50 chance of getting a card that we actually want. Because we're fine if this gives us the card that belongs to the hidden card, we're pretty happy. Or if we get the... I shouldn't have risked it, because we absolutely did not find what I was looking for. Or if we get the just 4 mana, apply 4 curse, and then trigger curse on the enemy, the Bane that drops from the Shadowbone list, we're pretty happy with that too. So, them's reasonable odds in my book. And then... Now we take a little bit of damage. I hope you're learning something. Actually, no, that's a lie, because whatever you're learning here is probably terrible. I hope you're not learning anything. The only lesson to take away from this entire... Hey, Dead of Night, we got there! We finally found a way to get hidden! That's pretty okay, but I'm kind of liking the extra spell damage. We're absolutely not taking any of the others. Here we go. So yeah, this is the fight that kills us. This is the part where we die. Potentially. Hopefully not. And the reason why is because of these guys who can freeze us, which is very bad. Being frozen is bad. You heard it here first. But we are now hidden. Which means we can actually evade things. We can even evade status. Like that. Boop. We'll even be able to re-up our cloak at the end of turn if we want to. Because I can either play this into that, or I could just play Shadow Breath, which is also pretty tempting. Let's draw some and see what we find. I think we're probably not playing that. I think we're probably not playing that. I think we're just all in on cursing our enemies. We have no extra shield to work with, but our enemies are very cursed. Which I am plenty happy with. Right, I have to do that. Pitch that. Yeah, let's just try this, see what we get. Alright, and I got some healing, which is nice. But we would lose hidden if I do that. I don't really want to lose hidden. And then we just freeze ourselves, but we're still hidden. And yeah, this being hidden, it turns out, makes this fight way easier. Also, applying like 18 curse to all of the enemies on turn 2 also makes this fight easier. And we're going to freeze ourselves. We can't quite freeze ourselves with these, which is actually pretty nice. Slot shield. And then these people are going to just die to their curse. And that worked out beautifully. And we got the clear focus. That's all perfect. That was amazing. I could not have planned that better if I had planned it, which I suppose I did plan it. So, copy these. Do I pitch this hand and hope to draw into it? Probably not. I think I just want to have mana for next turn. And we can heal. Now, what's on top of the... Oh, no, that's not really the one we want, but I do still like the idea of it being... mana. Okay, so I think I played that, and then I think I pitched the hand. Now we're hitting. Okay, so we're going to play only one of these. Fortunately, we are so incredibly cursed that there's only so much that we can do. Even being hidden, getting all these dodges, there's only so much we can do. But I think we should have enough rests still to get us back to full health, which is the hope. I don't hate having another treasure map. I don't want another Morbid End. The other card that gets dropped here is Oblivion Blast, which is really bad. So I guess we'll take this treasure map. And then I think we'd rather have the extra shield from the cards than the max shield. We roll this. None of that, I think. And then I think we cut. Oh, I must have upgraded to Predict instead of Avoid Focus. That must have been what happened. That's how we got a Predict Plus. I think I cut a treasure map. I don't think we want to, just because like we have to be able to discard them to do anything. And then we're going to rest and get temporary buff. Rest and get temporary buff. So there's evade chance, but it's the cost of... So in-turn evasion gain is actually very, very good against the Baelator. And especially with our max shield already being so low, because the advantage here is the Baelator tends to hit a relatively small number of total times, but always for just a ton of damage. And if we do that, we probably want to cut the Reforge if we aren't caring about shield as much. Well, but that'll help us against the curse. maybe we just leave it and we just increase our maximum health and we just hope that it's enough. So we got 140 health going into here. I wouldn't say that I am super confident, but I don't hate our odds, which I won't do that. I do really like being able to do that though. Haha. So I can do this, and then do that. And we're going to evade one of these hits. Maybe both. We did evade both. Hooray! I want to play this. I want to play that. I don't know which one I want to play more. We could draw into exactly Focus Plus. We did. So I look like a genius. There's my curse, which we still just do not have ways to deal with. We can do this. But I still want to be hidden within the turn. Although, I suppose it didn't matter as much because we had enough evade. But alright, we don't have enough mana to re-up hidden if we do that, so I guess we're just gonna essentially eat some damage here. Nope, got like on the evades. We got him. Alright, I'm going to screenshot this for the other Discord. That is, I think, going to be it for now, but thanks for tuning in. I have now beaten a random run with all characters. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Alright, bye.